Is weird, odd, strange, or just plain bizarre is really your cup of tea? Then the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast will give you that fix. Can't believe it? Well, listen for yourself as we deliver the strangest news you definitely won't find on CNN or Fox. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast.
Welcome to the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, brought to you on and presented by the GSMC Podcast Network to fulfill all of your podcasting needs. Check this out. You guys ready? Are you guys at attention? Let's check this out. I had an epiphany the other day. It was on May 18th, 5/18/18. I had an epiphany that life is just awesome. It's just great. It is just great. So I am going to start complaining right now. I just wanted you to know that I am aware that life is awesome, but I'm going to make a complaint right now. First off, let me tell you what we got planned today. We have a 25-year-old man who posed to be a 17-year-old so he can play on the basketball team. I'm not going to repeat that again. What I said it was completely true, and I'm going to get to that. We also have an airline passenger who decided to just pee on the back of an airline seat. He didn't go use the bath. He didn't get up and go use the bathroom. He just said he's going to handle his business where he's at. I don't know if he's justified in doing this. You guys tell me whether or not he's justified. We'll figure it out. Also, I have a weird fact about Abraham Lincoln. Apparently, he liked to have sword fights. I didn't know this, but I can see why. But before I get to all of that, there's something that I need to address. There is something that I need to address. Actually, there's two things. First of all, there's this. I want to preface this. I want to preface this by telling you guys first, I don't have any kids. And for those of y'all that are going to tell me, if you don't have any kids, then you don't understand and you don't know, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. You can say that all you want, that I don't have any kids, but I don't know. But I know this, though. I don't live where it snows, and I know snow is cold. So maybe you can know stuff without actually experiencing it. I don't know. This is one thing I want to say. If you're having a kid's birthday party, I feel like we should retire the piñata. I'm sorry. I know a lot of us grew up with piñatas, but I was at a little kid's birthday party the other day. Not a little kid. I was at my niece's birthday party. She's 3. There's a bunch of other little kids there. So from 3 all the way to 12. So we got this stick to hit this piñata with, right? And all these kids are trying to hit this piñata while other kids are trying to run under the piñata to get candy once it explodes. But this other kid is swinging a stick. So they turned this kid around, put a blindfold on him, and then gave him a hard stick to swing at this paper mache star full of candy, while other little kids are like, whoa, is it gonna break? Whoa, is it gonna break? Whoa. And it's the most barbaric thing probably that we can provide children to do. I don't personally think it's a good idea. I have a question. Here's my question. I want to know, have any of you guys ever watched someone? Have you anyone of you ever just stood back and watched piñata? Because this is what I did. I stood back because I haven't been to a kid's birthday party in a while, but it's family, so I rolled. Now, I stood back because it was just too dangerous. They were swinging this really long stick. There were a whole bunch of kids. There was a dog. I had to stand back. So I stood back and kind of removed myself from a situation. Have you ever removed yourself from a situation? Say, for example, say you go out. Say you go out for a night, right? And your friends you guys are all together at a club or at a bar. Everyone's outside. And if you take a walk across the street or just a couple steps away and look at the situation, you realize wait a minute, this looks real sketch. If you take yourself out, next time you're in a situation, I'm going off topic a little bit here, but bear with me. The next time you're in a situation and you're like, I don't know about this, take 10 steps away from that situation and look at it and be like, whoa, wait a minute. This is sketch. This is incredibly sketch. And that's how I felt about the piñata. One kid was swinging it. He's bigger than all the other kids. A little bit of candy popped out. They all ran. The parents get back, get back, get back. You can't stop kids from running towards free candy. And it brought something to my attention. When I saw this, I was like, wow. They train us early. We're trained early to sacrifice our physical well-being and others to get things we don't really need. Because one kid was like, I saw one kid with a bag of candy from the first piñata. Yes, there were 2 piñatas. I saw a kid with a bag of candy from the first piñata, and when the other one broke, he's like, oh, there's more candy. And he ran from where he was at all the way to where all the other little kids were on the ground, then jumped on top of them to dive into the middle to like grab more candy. And this wasn't like Reese's Eggs, Ghirardelli chocolate, I don't know, Godiva. This wasn't any type of these weren't rainbow cocaine covered Skittles. There wasn't anything special about this candy. It was just regular candy. And I was like, wow, and I was just like, these kids are savages, right? But then I was like, wait a minute, these are kids. And I started thinking, I was like, wow, they train us real early. Because you know what it reminded me of? You guys know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Black Friday. Because that's what Black Friday is, right? You got this door, everyone's at the door, and there's a guy who's like trying to like, hey, everyone calm down. That one guy is like the one parent, like, hey, back up. Hey, back up. Everybody be careful for right now. Be careful for right now. But in 3 seconds, someone's going to be swinging a stick with a blindfold on. But right now, be careful though. Be careful. Because what we want from you kids, we want you guys to be responsible. And we want someone that's the same age as you that's swinging a stick with the blindfold on to swing the stick as hard as possible to make matter, to break cardboard and make candy fall out of this cardboard box. But while this happens, I need you guys to stand over here and be responsible 5-year-olds. No. But you expect that from adults. But we say, hey, we know the TVs in here are $6, but don't rush to the door and step on that old lady. Don't do that because it won't be right. Don't do that. We expect you to be a responsible adult. But we've been trained so early to run towards stuff that doesn't matter. The paradox is incredible and it blew my mind. Therefore, here's my advice. If you don't want to raise jerks who are going to be jerks on the freeway or jerks during Black Friday, don't have a piñata at the party because you can have, you know what, you can have one piñata. You guys can have one. I'm telling you how to parent right now. I'm telling all you guys how to parent right now. You can have one piñata, maybe 2 in the lifetime of piñatas. I don't know, from 1. Well, you can't really hit a piñata when you're 1. So I guess maybe from 4 to like 9, 4 to 8, you get 3 years of piñata. 3 years. And in those 3 years, if no one gets hurt or dies, and you won. If someone does get hurt, piñata's a terrible idea. Because you know what happens? You know what happens during the piñata? I've seen kids get hit during piñata. In fact, I think I've been hit during piñata when I was little. But you know what happens? When someone's swinging the bat, right? It's only a matter of time before someone gets hit. Because once someone gets hit, every time someone gets hit during the piñata, what happens? The parent takes the paper mache thing off of the wall. They open the top and pour the can. This game's over. We're not doing this anymore. We're just waiting for an injury. So here are the options. If there's a piñata, we're going to swing the stick until someone gets hurt or swing the stick until someone gets trampled. But this has to finish in one of those 2 ways. That is my piñata rant. It wasn't supposed to be that long, but I'm very passionate about this subject. I feel like we should just retire the piñata. And whoever's in charge of piñatas, I'm not going to just say a particular culture is in charge of them just because of the name. I'm not going to do that because I'm politically correct. I'm a nice guy. But whoever's in charge of piñata distribution, I'm not trying to attack your business model. I am not. I just don't think that it's a safe idea. Same thing with Joe Camel. I don't have a problem with Joe Camel, but hey, cigarettes aren't safe, Joe. So we got to do something else. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to take a quick breather. I'm going to calm down. And then when I get back, I'm going to tell you guys about the guy who used the bathroom on the back of the seat that's on the plane. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
This is your ultimate stop for everything sports. The Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Should I say more? From the NFL, MLB, the NBA to MMA, it's all in here. The Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Listen now.
Welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast, with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, brought to you on and presented by the GSMC Podcast Network to fulfill all of your podcasting needs. So I have recovered from my pinata rant. For those of you that have a connection and a special vibe with pinatas, I didn't mean any disrespect. All I'm saying is that there's better ways to do this. That's all I'm saying. That's it. So with that, on a lighter note, no, you know what? This doesn't get lighter than pinatas. Maybe, I don't know. We're going to see what happens. So during a flight from Colorado to South Carolina, a Colorado man, I know you guys are used to me saying a Florida man because, you know, Florida guys be wilding. Michael Allen Hogg, he was on the plane and he was telling one passenger about how he was very excited to go see his girlfriend in South Carolina. And he said he was very excited. Not in those words, but he was, that's not a direct quote. But they said that he used a phrase to say he was very excited. And he was sitting next to one woman and he began touching her and harassing her. So the flight attendants decided to move him to a different seat. He sat in a different seat by himself, and he was apparently he was drinking like double vodka tonics the whole time he was on the plane. And he was kind of acting away, just being really weird. The passenger that was next to him decided she was going to take a picture discreetly to show to her friends. When she pulled out her camera, he took his man's out. He took his little man's, his penis. He took his penis out and started peeing on the back of the airline seat. And the girl said, "Oh my God, he's peeing. Oh my God, he's expletive peeing. Oh my God." And because of her trauma, they waived her bag fees and gave her $200 voucher. Now she wasn't hurt in any way. Like, she wasn't hurt. She wanted to take a picture of a drunk guy and send it to her friends. And he began peeing. No pee got on her. She wasn't sitting on the seat where he was peeing at, but she was shook and felt like, yo, this isn't cool. I need a voucher. But she said that they didn't handle it right, and that the voucher and the waive baggage fees aren't going to do anything for her. But I don't know. I feel like, here's my thing. I'm not talking about the guy peeing. Not at all. Not going to do that. Here's my problem. I think we live in a world where we just feel like it's just okay to just take a picture of anybody. And it's kind of not okay. Kind of not okay. So I'm not saying by any means that anyone ever deserves to be somewhere where someone's just peeing on an airplane. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is this: if you take your camera out to take a picture of a drunk guy, and you want to take a picture of a drunk guy to send it to your friends because you think it's going to be entertaining, then you chose the right drunk guy. I'm just saying, you chose the right one. Now, in this situation, you kind of got to be careful what you wish for, because you're like, oh my God, this is going to be so funny. This guy's so drunk. Oh my God, this is going to be so funny. This is going to be so funny. And you take your camera out, and then suddenly there's urine everywhere. What's going on? This is what you wanted, though. Like, you wanted entertainment. You want to send this to your friends. This is what you got. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like when people go to SeaWorld, right? They go to SeaWorld. Is there still a SeaWorld? Is there? Hold on. Hey, producer. Hey, is there a SeaWorld still? Okay. There's still a SeaWorld in San Diego, apparently. Okay. If you go to SeaWorld and you put on the poncho and you sit down in the front because you know you're going to get splashed, right? And you get splashed and then you fall in the water. Nothing else happens. You don't get eaten by a whale, but you fall in the water. You were there to get wet, and you got wet. That's what happened to you. You signed up, and this is where you're at right now. This is the consequences. No, I'm sorry. These are the spoils that you get from your actions. These are the spoils that you receive. You signed up for this. Now, I'm not saying if this woman did get urine on her, that's not right. If she got urine on her phone, that's not right either. I'm just saying that if you're like, whoa, this guy is so drunk, I'm going to take a picture, and he starts peeing on himself, then I'm saying that you signed up for the best possible experience possible. That's what you took out the camera for. Now, in the future, I'm going to assume that this young lady might not just pull out her camera to take a picture. And that's what kind of happens when you low key invade people's privacy. When you invade someone's privacy, they may invade their own privacy, and then whip it out. It may happen. It may happen to you. Now, side note. This isn't a side note. I just said that. Now, if I'm on the plane and if I'm on the plane next to a guy, he starts peeing on the back of a seat. First of all, like, I'm not gonna tell anybody that he's peeing, because if you're the type of person that's just gonna pull it out and just pee all over the back of the seat, it's not in my best interest I'm not. Here's the thing. You can't necessarily, you gotta treat people the way that they treat themselves in a way sometimes. So if this man is so reckless that he will take his manhood out and pee all over the back of the seat, what's he gonna do to me for putting his business out there? What's he gonna do to me? I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying anything. I'm gonna sit there and let all the DNA roll up and down the airplane like it's a bus. Just let it roll all over the place. Then when a flight attendant comes through and she sees it, she or he, we preach equality on this show. They can say, "Oh my God, there's pee." And I can say, "Yeah, he peed. I'm traumatized." After they notice it, then I can get a voucher. And I can get some wave bag fees, because that'd be cool. I feel like I wouldn't mind that. I mean, for me being there, I'm going to play the traumatized role a little bit. I will do that a little bit, but I'm not going to be the one to be snitching on the guy that has his manhood out, just peeing all over the back of the seat. He was in the back of the plane. So here's the thing. This man was somewhere else, and he started bothering this lady. They moved him to the back of the plane. So he was right by the restroom. That level of recklessness is immeasurable. You're going to pee on the airplane next to the bathroom? Nah, this man has no regard. He has no regard. And those type of people that I don't challenge in my life, I do not. That's why when I walk down the street, I let homeless people say anything to me. You want to know why? They have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Nothing. The other day, I saw a homeless guy just carrying his box down the street, just relocating, because he doesn't care. All he cares about is his box. Now, if you got somebody that would cherish a box like that, that means that what they care about is on the low end of having a lot of things to care about. You have nothing to lose other than this box. I have a lot of things to lose. Therefore, I'm not going to run up on a homeless guy. I'm not going to snitch on some guy who's peeing on the back of the airplane, because someone's going to find out anyway, right? Like, this isn't the airport. Wait, that's a bad example. I don't know. This isn't the carnival where it's big. It's a bad example too. Carnivals aren't big. This isn't the fair. This isn't some massive fairground where some guy's by a fence. I'm like, hey, this guy, he's peeing over here by the sheeps. No. We're on an airplane. We are on an airplane. Somebody's going to notice that. Some flight attendant is going to say, "It smells like urine on this plane." Someone's going to say, "It smells like sour old English on this plane." Someone's going to say, "It smells like someone microwaved a Mad Dog 4040 on the back of this plane." Wait, 2020, 4040? I don't remember. One of those. But yeah, I'm not the one to be snitching like that. So, lastly, I want to ask this guy a question. I want to know if maybe something happened where his phone was where he was connected to the Wi-Fi, and then got some bad news. Because at one point, he told one passenger he was really excited to go see his girlfriend. Very excited. Couldn't wait. Like, he was excited. Physically excited. That's what he told the woman. And then he had a bunch of vodkas or whatnot and started touching on this woman, and they moved him. Now, they moved him, and obviously one would assume, not even one, most people. I don't like making generalized statements like this by saying everybody, but I'm going to do it this time. I believe in my heart of hearts, everybody knows that it's against the rules to pee on the back of an airline plane. I'm gonna make a guess. I'm gonna take a leap of faith and guess that most people know that. No, everybody knows that. So why would you risk going to see your girl over like not just getting up and taking 2 steps to the bathroom? Why? Why would you risk that? I'm gonna tell you guys why as soon as I get back.
Check out the show built around the women of MMA. From the UFC, Invicta FC, Bellator, and one championship. We got the fights covered. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Women's MMA Podcast. The latest news of upcoming fights, discussions of previous matches. Join us as we talk to and about the biggest names in women's mixed martial arts. Past, present, and future. When it's the women's fight game, you know where to listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Women's MMA Podcast.
Welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway. Brought to you on and presented by the GSMC Podcast Network to fulfill all of your podcasting needs. So, as promised, I told you guys I was going to tell you why this guy probably did what he did on the plane. Like, if he was in such a hurry, to go visit his girlfriend. He's oh my God. Sorry, guys. I'm really excited. Not like him. He was excited to see her, couldn't wait. He was so excited, he started touching this other lady, and they moved to the back of the plane. Then suddenly he just pulls this thing out and pees on the back of the seat. I have a feeling that maybe he was connected to Wi-Fi, right? So he was able to communicate with his girlfriend maybe through, like, a messaging application. And this flight may have been like a surprise flight. Like, I'm coming for you, baby. I'm coming to save you. I'm coming for you. One of those times where I got to get to the wedding and break up the wedding before she marries the wrong guy. Because that always happens on TV and movies. Like, I got to get there and break up the wedding. Just for the record, nobody's ever shown up to anybody's wedding and breaking it up. So for those of you that are about to get married to the wrong people, he or she ain't going to show up at the doors and kick down the door and say you're with the wrong person. And for those of y'all that are about to show up at somebody's wedding, they're not going to leave their wedding they just paid $15,000 for to then leave with you. They're probably going to finish the wedding, then call you later. But no, As I got older, I realized how much those weddings cost, how much goes into them. And once it's planned, you got to say I do, because this costs too much money to go back. It just costs too much money. So anyway, his plan was to do that. I feel like the woman said something like, you know what? Don't even show up here, Richard. Wait, what was his name? Alan. No, Michael. Michael Allen Hogg. All right. Don't even show up here, Michael. Don't even come here. Because me and Robert are happy and I hate you and I'm pregnant with Robert's baby. And he was like, no. And he pulled it out and peed all over the back of the seat. He's like, you know what? It doesn't even matter anymore. Nothing even matters. When the plane landed, they arrested him, and now he actually faces up to 20 years for like a felony of peeing on a seat and like basically for doing stupid stuff on the plane. Because if you do something on a plane, it's a federal offense no matter what you do. And so like tampering with airline furniture or whatever. That's what happens. Like if you get caught smoking on a plane, it's a felony. It's like a federal crime for like tampering with airline equipment. If you touch anything on the plane that isn't yours or where you're supposed to be, just don't do stupid stuff on the plane. So with that, I mean, hopefully that guy works it out and he gets his life together, because I'm not 100% sure why he did that. Here's the thing. What else we got for you guys? Okay. This happened once before. There was this was on 2020 once, but it actually happened again. This 25-year-old kid decided to pose a 17-year-old so that he could play on the basketball team. I just want to know how much you miss basketball to the point where you got to pose to be 8 years younger. 8 years? Like, how bad is your 25-year-old life? How bad is your 25-year-old life that you want to pretend that you're 17? Really? You can't do anything. Like, I want to know this. There's no reports on how good the basketball team was, because I feel like if they were undefeated or like winning state championships, we wouldn't have heard about this story. Especially because he's 17, so he must be a junior or senior, right? Because if I'm the basketball coach, and this guy has like 50 a game, and our scores are only like 63 to like 40 per game, I'm not even really about to say anything about this. Like, I'm just about to say it's interesting how you have a 12-year-old son. It's interesting. Oh yeah, this is my little brother. It's weird how he calls you dad, and you guys pull up together, and that's interesting. Oh yeah, but he's my little brother, so okay. All right, it's weird how his mom was here and I saw a picture of you on the phone with all of them and you were like kind of in the picture as a dad. What are you trying to say? I'm not trying to say anything, son. Just, whatever you do, keep playing hard on this court, and, keep leaving it all on the floor and keep doing what you got to do. All right, thanks, coach. Well, I got to leave practice early today because I got to go to Home Depot. I got to go to homeroom and study. Yeah, wink, wink. Then you see this dude at Home Depot buying a whole bunch of bathroom stuff to go remodel his house. I need to know how bad your life is at 25 that you pretend to be 17. If If you're 25, like, pretend to be 15. I mean, if you can pass it off, at least if you're 15, you don't really have to do anything, and you don't really have to do a lot of stuff. But 17, it's kind of silly. You're kind of out hustling yourself to pretend to be you're 1 year younger than 18. What's the point? You're almost an adult anyway. That doesn't make any sense. That's like say you make $50,000 a year and you go rob a bank for $2,000. What are you doing? What does it make any sense? This is what I need you criminals to do. I need criminals to work harder at their particular craft. You can't be out here willy-nilly being a criminal and just not being good at being a criminal. How long have you been committing these crimes? You got to think this stuff through a little bit more. You know what probably happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. The problem is this. This is why I said he should have pretended he was 15. If you're 25, you pretend you're 15, the math is easy. It's 10 years. You're good. He probably wasn't able to do the math fast enough on 25 versus 17, so he kept messing up his times. Because when you do a whole 8 years, you got to do math pretty well. And he was messing up. But again, I really think it's because the basketball team wasn't that good. Because people don't really care what you do as long as you're successful. People care, but they'll find excuses for your raggedy behavior if you're successful. I'll give you guys a great example. Did you know R. Kelly's whole staff just quit? Apparently a documentary came out and showed how he keeps all these women hostage in his house. And the staff was like, we're not going to stand for this anymore. We quit. Oh, okay. So y'all didn't want to quit 10 years ago when the video came out of him doing what he was doing? That wasn't it. That wasn't cool, right? You want to know why? It's not because of documentary. It's not because of videotape. It's because he's not making good music anymore. So when you're not successful, people aren't willing to overlook your discretions. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of game right now. Shout out to this guy who's 17 years old, who's 25 years old, who isn't even good enough to be a 17-year-old in basketball. I'm going to tell you this. You ready? Okay. Are you ready? All right. When your personality overtakes your productivity, it's a problem. Got it? All right, got it. So productivity, the number for P1 should always be higher than the number for P2. If production is 100 and personality is 89, you're good. If production is 3 and personality is 100, then you should start looking for a new basketball team to play for. I mean, I'm perplexed by this because I'm perplexed because they just weren't even good. Maybe he chose the wrong sport. Maybe he should have chose baseball. Or maybe he should have chose volleyball. I don't know. It just wasn't a good idea. Apparently, he is similar to our man from Colorado because he's facing some felony charges for tampering with paperwork. I guess he must have a fake birth certificate and all that. See, that's what I mean by silly criminal. You spend all this time getting a birth certificate and getting it forged and doing all this stuff, and then you still get caught up? It doesn't make any sense. You know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. Because I'm almost done with this, you guys. But I'm going to tell you what happened. If you ever want to do this, if you ever want to pull this off, if you're some 25-year-old sitting somewhere, you're like, you know what, my life sucks. I want to be 17. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Even if you're a 35-year-old who's like, you know what, I want to be 17. I'm going to tell you this. If you're 56, you're like, you know what, I want to be 17. I'm going to give you guys a tip. Are you guys ready for this? All right. You have to shave your beard every day. And I know you don't want to do this because growing a beard is comfortable. That's the point in having a beard. You get it touched up a little bit, but you have to shave your beard every day because the one day you let the 5 o'clock shadow come in, the one day your 5 o'clock shadow comes in, after lunch recess, everyone's going to know that you are not 17. They're all going to know. Everyone's going to know. So my gem for today is this. You got to shave your beard off all the time if you want to pretend you're 17. I'm not advocating anyone go do that because honestly, sounds kind of gross. That you'd pretend to be 1 year under 18. That's kind of weird, honestly. They should look, other things should be looked into about that. It's weird that you'd be like, oh, I'm 17. It's really pretty weird. I'm not going to go too far into it because it's inappropriate and it's gross. But it's kind of weird that you would want to go 1 year under 18. Yeah, kind of strange. So, with that, I just want to say I appreciate you guys listening in again. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with me, Ryan Holloway, your favorite host from the GSMC Weird News Podcast, presented on and by the GSMC Podcast Network to fulfill all of your podcasting needs. Live long, prosper, and watch out for potholes.